You're so vain, you probably think this world is about you. 1 week after Valentine's, we might as well address the love of oneself. And today, it's all about the vanity of our elitists, these self-proclaimed rulers of the roost. From AOC, yeah, you know me, to Justin Trudeau, no, you ain't getting freedom. And every vein in between, it's all about me. But the me of them, not actually me. Let me explain. Mirror, mirror on the wall, why do we have to live with them all? By them, of course, I mean the political elitists, and by all, I mean every last one of them. But today, let's focus on the most vain, the vein of my existence, if you will.
As the youngest woman in Congress, and as a woman of color, it's so hard to be taken seriously. It's just... it's like any workplace where sometimes it feels like you have to jump up and down for anyone to listen. It's just really difficult because some people are just born in bodies that are naturally taken more seriously,
And that's just a glance into her hall of mirrors. Enjoy.
I think you were fabulous.
Who down with AOC? Yeah, you know me.
The message. Tax the rich.
I think of myself as rather pragmatic, and I think of myself as looking at the logical ends and consequences of past policies and saying, how did we get here and how can we alter our future?
And then if people are going to call me a socialist for believing in those things, like, all right, call me a socialist. Like, I don't give a damn.
Please, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Is the new generation too delicate? No, I don't think they're too delicate at all. I think that they're badass. I think young people are more informed and dynamic than their predecessors.
I'm glad that I didn't lose my touch.
You didn't lose your touch. You're still definitely a bartender.
I'm very proud of that.
According to your self-serving claims. So get out.
Now, in that last bit of video, you saw the Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez doing a little bitty bum as a dunk on Senator Ted Cruz. She followed that dunk with one on Tucker Carlson, which we'll go in more depth in later in the video, so make sure you stay tuned. Now, AOC tweeted out, "This is a type of stuff you say when your name starts with a P and ends with a dejo." What she meant was pendejo. It's just a vulgar slang for a stupid or contemptible person. Because she is an elected official of the federal government. So, what a burn. It's probably why she needed to do this just yesterday.
Good job, good job.
Am I supposed to do it again?
Yeah, you're supposed to keep doing it.
Really?
Yeah.
How long?
Like multiple sets.
Okay.
Go for as long as you can.
3, 2, 1.
Chilling. We'll get to more vanity in a moment, but first, today's question. Who is the most vain person currently in Washington, D.C.? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you would, please share this video. Then we will see the vainest of the vain reflected in the mirror, mirror on the wall. I really do wonder if AOC should just look in the mirror and put this on repeat.
You will never be president. You will never command the respect of this country. Ever. Ever.
Anywho, just after Valentine's Day, the New Yorker showed the love and vanity opportunity for AOC to remind everyone that she does this all for herself and her self-interest while attempting to make your life worse.
Well, but the presidency is so much larger than just the votes in the legislature. And I think that this is something that we saw a little bit with President Obama. I think we're seeing this dynamic perhaps extend a little bit into the Biden administration with a reluctance to use executive power.
Where would you move? Where would you move first? Where would you move most forcefully and effectively, do you think, in terms of executive power?
I mean, I think that one of the single most impactful things President Biden can do is pursue student loan cancellation.
Precisely. Joe Biden has been so reluctant to use the executive order, except for the fact that he relies on the executive order to do anything, most all of it for, you guessed it, vanity. And he just did another one to deny Russia the chance to profit, he says. Yeah, because that has Putin just quaking in his Spetsnaz. And that's Russian military boots for all of you uncultured. Let's just turn it back real quick once to exactly 2 years ago when Biden tweeted out, "Vladimir Putin doesn't want me to be president. He doesn't want me to be our nominee." If you're wondering why, it's because I'm the only person in this field who's ever gone toe-to-toe with him. I'm just putting this out there. But Vlad is simply biding his time on this one. I just can't understand why Joe isn't listening to AOC. After all, she continues to be the center of the literary world, with people making a buck off of her using that evil capitalism that she despises. The latest venture is a book about AOC, a love letter by the editors of the New York Magazine called Take Up Space, the Unprecedented AOC.
It's an amazing book. Let's put it this way. It opens by comparing Ocasio-Cortez to Jesus. And then it suggests that because she once got second place in a high school science competition, she could have gone on to win the Nobel Prize. It is a remarkable piece of journalism. We plan to put extensive excerpts from the book on the screen tonight for you to read. And then we thought, who reads anymore? Not Sandy Cortez. She never reads. Reading is racism. It's so white people.
Props to Tucker on this lampoon. But please, we need some quotes from the book.
On the day of the House vote, Ocasio-Cortez stood up in the chamber, again wearing all white. She looked like a prophet, or a medium tapping a deep well of popular fury.
She's not Jesus or a prophet, and neither is Justin Pajama Pants Trudeau, who has declared himself Soy Emperor of the North. If you haven't paid any attention to what is happening to our northern neighbors, then don't cry into your maple syrup and poutine, because in a moment's notice, you won't have any to cry into. Dictators keep the good stuff for themselves, after all, and then tell you that they are just like you and doing what they are doing for your own good.
I want to be very clear. The scope of these measures will be time-limited, geographically targeted, as well as reasonable and proportionate to the threats they are meant to address. The Emergencies Act will be used to strengthen and support law enforcement agencies at all levels across the country. This is about keeping Canadians safe, protecting people's jobs, and restoring confidence in our institutions.
Oh, law enforcement was strengthened all right. Strong enough, and proud of it, for a mounted police officer to trample over peaceful protesters. Those truckers and their big old trucks are so dangerous, just, idling there, that we had to put cops on horses and dang near kill someone. But it's not over. Even though traffic can carry on between the U.S. and Canada. Even though
the blockades are lifted across border openings right now, even though things seem to be resolving very well in Ottawa, this state of emergency is not over.
Yup. Even though Trudeau and his merry men, who aren't men at all, have continued to freeze bank accounts of just, moms, dads, factory workers, clearly all the truckers, and anyone who isn't taking the knee like Trudeau did for, Black Lives Matter riots that were encouraged, all while there was this thing called the pandemic. But I digress. If anyone donated even $1, or maybe it would be called a loony up there into Canada, because they really are loony. Anyway, any donation to the trucker convoy puts average citizens at risk of having their bank accounts frozen. As of early this week, 206 bank accounts had been frozen, including a single mom working a minimum wage job who decided to give a whopping $50 to the Freedom Convoy. She sounds awful. To give to others. Well, now clearly she doesn't align there with Trudeau or AOC or Biden. I'm going to wrap this up because I'm so vain. And no, I don't actually think this song is about you. It's not about any of us. That's why you need to remember to give a few F's. Faith, family, and friends. Everything else is just for vanity, which may include sharing this video, but if you could do it anyway, I'd really appreciate it. Until next time, let's go Brandon, and stay healthy, America.